Hi, welcome to MediatorPodcast.com, a podcast and video series about mediation, negotiation, and collaboration. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I'm a divorce mediation expert in St. Louis, Missouri. During this episode, we will discuss conflict resolution for nonprofit associations with former IRS auditor Mike Gregory. Mike is a mediator in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He is the author now of 13 books regarding various topics, and he also has created the collaboration effect. He's a frequent speaker and uses mediation techniques to de-escalate situations. Welcome, Mike. A lot of nonprofit groups will deal with boards of directors, and they will deal with populations that maybe they're servicing that are different diversity, different demographics than maybe the people that are on the boards or running the operations. Mm-hmm. Are there any more things that nonprofits can do using some of these mediation techniques, or should they focus on any of these aspects because you think that it really helps them the most?
The answer, my perspective is yes. I've worked with several different boards. So with the board of directors, and when I worked with them, I've asked them, for example, who's your ideal volunteer? And this is now working with a series, a whole bunch of boards. I was involved with strategic planning with specific companies and also with a group of them. And with this group, one person said, well, I like the volunteer that they're retired, they're willing to put in 40 hours a week, every week, come in, volunteer for an organization. And then I said to the other folks there, and what do the rest of you think? Are those out there? They said, well, they were, but they're not anymore. And the baby boomers that are out there, Generation X coming along, and Generation Y and millennials, they want to come in and do something for a short period of time. They want to see some results. And those kind of volunteers, they really don't exist anymore. So, and that's just me asking questions. And then as I ask them, what is your mission? What is your vision? They have these. What are your goals? And we talk about the strategies of where they're going and why. And they come up with various tactics. And then I ask them who their clientele are. And oftentimes the not-for-profits, the boards are very white. Okay. And the clientele oftentimes with working with lower income are often very diverse, people of color. And so I ask them, this is what you want to provide. What is it that they need and want? And how do we know that? And are you coming in to collaborate? Collaborate means we're working on something together with a goal that we both have in common. And oftentimes the not-for-profit comes in with, this is what we're going to do for you, which is not, I'm a partner with you. I want to work with you. I want to connect with you. I want to listen to you. I want to educate you with what we can do and how can we negotiate closure, but rather I'll tell you what we're going to do. And that's the wrong approach. So as I talk with them, they may need, the focus of a given group may have been X, Y, Z. I love a commercial right now for ARP, American Association of Retired People. And their commercial says, it all started with a retired school teacher who was living in a chicken coop. That's how ARP started. We get a commercial here that's running on this all the time on this. Well, think about, what does ARP mean to you today? Oh, I'm going to get coupons for various places because I'm over age 55. Or I can't remember, now, age 50 or 55. I'm over that, so it doesn't matter anymore. And I'm an ARP member. But the point of this is ARP has changed, and they'll offer things within the community for their ARP members, but they're still all about taking care of ARP members, and especially those who are lower income. So I come back with, you have to change with not necessarily what you want to provide, but with what do they need. And how do you know that? It's because you sit down with them and you work with them and you connect with them. If you're just going to come in on the once in a great while and do something and go away, that may be okay for that volunteer. But what about your organization? And how do they know you care and that you want to be there for them next time? And can you help them also find other resources of things they might need? So there's one group, I help them with strategic planning here in the Twin Cities, hands-on Twin Cities. They coordinate, some 200 or 250 volunteer organizations to say, we don't, but we know somebody that does, or we can get you to the right source. Well, that's listening to your clientele. So, and then sometimes looking at conflicts in not-for-profits, you have people who donate. After they donate, they think they now have power. Because they have power, they want to tell you what you need to do, which may not be what your clientele want. So what do you need to do with them? You need to connect with them. You need to listen to them. You need to educate them. And that will help de-escalate the situation so that you can work with those big donors that have specific goals and say, but here's what they really need or want based on what you see on the ground, which may cause them then to change their focus. But you don't go in there and tell them that's not what we're going to do because that's not what they want. This is what they want. That will be met with a negative response. But by working through the collaboration effect with that major donor or other volunteers that come in and say, this is what I think we should do. Listen to them, hear what they have to say, through time, educate them, and bring them on board with this is what we're about. And maybe this is not for them. And it may be you'll get somebody who's a really passionate, dedicated volunteer because they want to go forward with this organization going forward.